is a quick field review about the Denali from American Knife Company. So stay tuned. I got a Denali from James or Jim Noka, who runs the American Knife Company. It's a larger knife. It's A2 steel with a Rockwell hardness of about 58 to 60. It is a convex ground knife, so it's going to be 300 to 400% stronger on the tip to keep it from rolling. It is a larger knife with a 90-degree spine, full tang, black G10 micarta scales. Pretty straightforward and simple. Because it is so simple, because it has that long straight blade, it worked great. I built the hearth board of a bow drill with it, did some chopping with it, did some very up close carving with it. This knife can do anything that your smaller knives can do, and it can do more because it can chop like a larger knife. This long knife is great because of the length on this thing. I initially was unsure, but it's got such a nice length that it's a wood carving beast. All right, make my flat edges. One side. I hit this at a steep angle and then I chop all those little pieces off. Hit it at a steep angle and then chop all the little pieces off right through that knot. Okay, there are some things it doesn't do as well, like skinning. I'm sure it's not going to do as well, but the small knives can chop like a big knife can. So for being an all-around bush tool, this is a phenomenal blade that I highly suggest you guys go ahead and check out. One thing that is really cool about this is actually the sheath, okay? This sheath in the back of it has a high-powered magnet, all right? It's strong enough to hold the knife to it, even just hanging there like that, right? Unless I drop it. But this high-powered magnet, what it does is, even though I have wet formed this sheath and coated it with sealant so that it will be weatherproof, it still grips that, and you can see how it's holding it right there just with the high-powered magnet. So it's got a grip to it all the way down inside that sheath. So this sheath grips that magnet, or the sheath, because of the magnet, grips the knife very, very well. That's something that I really, really like. You can wet form this to a right-handed or a left-handed knife. I prefer it in the right. The only negative that I see is that it grips it so well, I think I'm going to need to add a lanyard to it to get it out. Otherwise, you have to really pull in there to get a hold of it, because micarta scales are a little bit slick. The slick is good because when you're carving a whole bunch, it's not going to blister you, but it's a little bad when it comes to pulling it out of the sheath. Now, my hands have been wet all day long, and even right now, it's plenty grippy, so don't think that you're going to drop the knife because of the slickness. It just makes it a little bit harder to pull it out because you're not gripping the whole handle. So, other than that, it's a phenomenal knife. It's probably going to be one of my main blades that I use in the future because of its ability to do those larger tasks like chopping and carving and batoning and stuff. Initially was unsure, but it's got such a nice length that it's It's a wood carving beast. And still have the ability to do those smaller tasks like carving up close, having the prying, and doing all the littler things that you want to do. Now what I'll do is I'll just notch this. Hold your hand high on the blade, put it down so your hand doesn't slide, and cut your other hand and just notch it like that. Alright, again, that was the American Knife Company Denali, and I will have information for this down in my comment section. Please hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching TJack Survival.